On to this now. The SACP says it wants to expose how Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma's ANC presidential campaign was funded. The South African Communist Party claims it was bankrolled by state capture loot extracted from the coffers of collapsing Free State municipalities. Well, SACP First Deputy General Secretary Soli Mapaila joins us this morning to give us evidence. Mr. Mapaila, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Koli. I'm shocked. Where did you get this?
Are you saying that this is not an allegation being made by the SACP?
No, our statement simply says we want all who were contested to be investigated in terms of the fundraising efforts that they put in, because we feel that the current leaks, particularly which we can only believe could have emanated from the Office of the Public Protector on the President, which was leaked into the media, doesn't tell the whole story of all who were involved in the campaign, and that's what we are calling for. In fact, the ANC itself has expressed a view from the NEC that there needs to be a method of regulating a campaign for leadership contest. So we have only simply said that this should not be one-sided. Not only should the ANC contestant for presidency...
When you say it should not be one-sided, I'm sorry to cut in.
Yeah.
When you say this should not be one-sided, what are we to interpret from that statement?
In fact, I think the greatest tragedy is that there's a huge diversion on this matter. In fact, the real matter was not about this. The issue that the president was to answer was about the 500 or so donation that he received. So that he actually said in Parliament, which the public protector then said he lied to Parliament. So that's the crux of the matter, to the extent that the president then opened up his books to say, this is how my team fundraised, and he gave that particular evidence to the public protector to cleanse himself, to come out clean, to be accountable. Now the whole thing has been turned around regarding his campaign, as if for him to raise funds for his campaign was an illegal act, which was actually not. So that's why we're simply saying not only should the president do that, but there should be a general law of application that serves all parties, including all parties in Parliament. Let them come out and say, these are the people that fundraise for our campaigns to be MPs in Parliament, all across the board. That's the point that we are talking about, and we feel that Parliament must actually open that space. But on the one hand, the ANC should not allow a factionally driven investigation and leaks of fundraising for President Ramaphosa and leave the others who also campaigned and raised funds.
So to use your words, these are factionally driven leaks that presupposes, therefore, that there is a faction within the ANC that is leaking this. Which is that faction, and to what extent do they want to, or perhaps the question is, to what agenda do they want to serve by doing this?
We have expressed and clearly defined what we call the fight back campaign as the SACP, and that we need to defeat this fight back campaign. This is a fight back against those who are fighting state capture and corruption in government, the cleaning of governance. As you know, the president came with a variety of interventions, whether it's looking into MPA, looking into crisis in ESCOM, and in other areas in the intelligence, basically going to the crux of the corruption and state capture of our society, of our country. And it is in that we've seen a fight back that seeks to divert him. And by us focusing on these things, we are allowing the diversion. We should actually be supporting the president to focus on cleaning the government and rebuilding our economy. And I think that's what South Africa needs at the moment.
Mr. Mapaila, where do you believe the money came from to fund the NDZ campaign?
I do not know, but when investigations are done, if the investigation will be done as per our call, I think someone should also make the Office of the Public Protector to investigate others. Basically, that's why we have warned against that public office, that it should not allow itself to be ever used as a fight back campaign, or as by elements of the fight back campaign, and used to source complaints against individuals in order to legitimize investigation. So if that were to happen, for instance, we could actually ask that office to make an investigation, but we're not there. We're simply saying there must be a regulation in this regard, and people must open up and say, these are the people that funded us. But what I can simply say is that the president, as issues have come out, did not receive money from criminals.
Mr. Mapaila, the allegation is that the crumbling municipalities in the Free State, which include its metro, Mangaung, which has just been downgraded by Moody's, is that the monies from those municipalities that funded the NDZ are the monies that funded the NDZ campaign. What do you understand to be the state of municipalities in that province of the Free State?
Well, we don't know about the monies, but we do know that the municipalities are in a dire state in the province. We did a round of the areas there in the Free State, and I think it's shocking. But we want investigation into all those kind of allegations so that we get to the truth. But we do not know about that particular information per se.
All right, thank you very much for your time. The SACP's first Deputy General Secretary, Solly Mapaila.